Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Brooklyn. It's been a minute since I've actually talked to the camera, and you haven't seen my new shelves yet, so here they are, a little sneak peek. This is my February wrap up. I am very behind on content, so I'm trying to get it all done. If my voice isn't good, I'm still getting over a little bit of sickness, so that's the reason for that. Anyway, I am ready to get back into booktube. I've started a new job. I went to Harry Styles, so everything has just been a bit of a mess since then, but also Harry says hi. But yeah, I just want to get back into it. I want to get back into reading, and February was a good reading month for me, but as you will see, it looks better than it was. And the reason is I read 11 books, which is amazing for me. I never read that many books in a month, really. However, I read 8 books from ahhh, Barbarians, but anyway, yes, it's a thing, but it's fine. Okay, so the first book I read in February is Under the Whispering Door by TJ Klune, and TJ Klune is an author that I really love after reading The House in the Cerulean Sea, and I knew I had to pick this up as soon as possible, and this was great. I think I ended up giving it 4 stars. Yeah, I honestly really enjoyed the characters again in this. He writes really in-depth, meaningful characters, and the storyline has always got such a bigger moral meaning to it, and I really appreciate that. And just reading his books like makes me honestly feel different afterwards, and that's not something I honestly get with a lot of the books that I read, because they're honestly just like little romance books that don't change my life. But this his writing definitely makes me think differently about the world and the way that I live my life, especially this one, because it had a lot of emphasis on mortality and those types of things. So I really recommend this book. The way he writes things is just phenomenal, and the characters are just interwoven into the story in such a way that you won't find any author doing. So yeah, it's like he creates these unlikable characters that you absolutely love. I don't know if that makes sense, but like, yeah, I just absolutely love him, and I can't wait to pick up more of his books. I really want to read that big series that he has out. I really want to read more of his books because they're amazing. And then the rest of the books I physically don't have. Actually, I lie. I have the next book, which is The Order of the Phoenix. I do have that, but it is not coming out of where I put it in my bookshelf down below here. So I'm not even going to bother with it, because it took me so long to get the bookshelves like this that I'm not going to ruin them in like the first day of having them all nice. Sorry about that, but just know that I do have this book physically, and yes, it is The Order of the Phoenix. I was buddy reading this with my fiance, and he's finished the whole series now. I'm still up to The Half-Blooded Prince, but we did watch the whole series, all of the movies and everything, as he was finishing them. But yeah, I only got up to The Order of the Phoenix so far because I am reading other things like ahhh, Barbarian. Reading this was really nice. To see Dumbledore's army in this way is just always so lovely, and yeah, it's just a movie that wasn't done to its full potential as well. Like, it's obviously, I love the movie so much, but out of all of them, The Order of the Phoenix has always been my least favorite movie, and for such a big, thick book, it's nice to see that come to fruition without the movie. You know, there's like so much stuff that was left out that is so important and integral to these characters' stories that it's just insane that people don't know this stuff when they're watching this. Don't know if I even gave it a rating. I probably gave it 5 stars because it's Harry Potter and it means a lot to me, and yeah, it's just like building up to the suspense of what is the next 2 books, so I'm so excited to get to them. And then I went down a little bit of a rabbit hole. I was busy in life, which meant I only really had time to listen to audiobooks, which meant I only really listened to ahhh, Barbarians, and I got to the 8th volume, the 8th book. They're not really volumes, so I'm up to number 9, and I'm not going to go through each one. Most of them were like 4 or 5 stars. I think at the start, the first one I definitely gave a 4 stars, and then most of them were 5 after that, because I honestly had such a great time reading them, and it was so much fun and nothing like I'd ever read before. I think just with the first one I just wasn't expecting what it was, so I just was like, whoa, what am I doing? What am I reading? But after that I really enjoyed and really got amongst it, and I'm really starting to appreciate the plot, whereas before it was mostly to do with the romance, and I was thinking like, how many ways can you talk about what's like the romance aspect and like the smutty aspects of it? How many ways can you do that in each book, and like, is it going to be repetitive? But I learned very quickly that it's never repetitive. Each character has their own quirks and like their own sexy quirks as well, but also the plot really comes into play as you start getting into those like later books, and it really makes the story a lot more interesting, and you care about the characters more and you see them pop up because each book is about a different character. Yeah, if you haven't read this and you're over 18, please be over 18 reading these books, because I was shocked. And I'm 21 and I've been reading some smutty books in my life thus far, but this has got to be, I've never really gotten into, like, they're aliens, but I don't know, it's not like bestiality in any like sense, I guess, I don't know, just like monster smart, like I never gotten into that, but this is like closer to that, not dark romance, but yeah, really enjoyable, really recommend if you want some fun in your life. And I can't wait to see, some of my bookish friends are planning to read this really soon, so I'm really excited to see what they think of it, and I can't wait to like continue the series on with them, hopefully. The last book that I read in the month of February is Malibu Rising, and I read this for the boy bands readathon, the Battle of the Boy Bands. I actually failed reading the other books that I planned to read for this readathon, but I did manage to read the book that was chosen for the Jonas Brothers, which was Malibu Rising. And this was another Taylor Jenkins Reid book that I absolutely loved. I became so obsessed with these characters. It's very, very similar to her other book. They all just have the same kind of feel to them, as they're all kind of set in that LA, Hollywood, beachy lifestyle kind of thing, with all like the glamour and the glitz of being famous or being rich and that kind of thing. But I honestly love it. Like, I really enjoy this, and like the characters are similar but different, like they're not the same, and the story is definitely not the same, but it's just that type of feel that you're in the same world as the other characters from like Seven Husbands and Daisy Jones and the Six. Like, I honestly love it. Like, can't wait to read more of Taylor Jenkins Reid's books because I really love them, and I've actually just started watching Daisy Jones and the Six, and if you haven't, oh my gosh, you have to, because I absolutely loved the book when it came out, and to see it come to fruition in such like an amazing way, like they've really adapted this well. And I love Sam Claflin, and I think her name's Riley. She's Elvis's granddaughter, which I just found out, and I think that's amazing, and it really goes with the Daisy Jones vibe. So yeah, anyway, not talking about Malibu Rising, but yeah, I really liked it. I think I ended up giving it a 4 stars, just because I think, I don't know, I listened to it, which I think is the way to go with Taylor Jenkins Reid sometimes. So those are the 11 books. It was very quick, but they were like the same, so I didn't really have too much to say. If you enjoyed, I'm really excited to get back into making videos and being more present on here and trying to find that kind of balance between uni, work, and reading, and booktube and Instagram and all of the rest of it. Hope you're doing well. Let me know how you're doing below, and don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't already. And yeah, I'll see you in my next video. Bye. Someone loves driving up and down my street really fast.